Hey drivers, we are currently on the way to pick up the future home of Haptic Garage. I'll give you a hint, it's got 4 wheels and it's big. Okay, so here's the idea. Like you, I'm sure, I have some number of tools that I don't ever really want to be without for any length of time. In this move, it's kind of done over a long period of time, and I'm trying to minimize the amount of time that I have to go without a shop space to work in. So my approach is to buy an additional enclosed trailer for Haptic Garage stuff, and that way I can load it up at my own pace, keep it dry, and when the time comes, I'll haul it, park it, and then come back, sell the house, and wash my hands of the whole thing, right? So I'm excited about this. I hope that it pulls well. I did not get an opportunity before we made the deal to pull it, but it's pretty simple. They're leaf spring axles, and so I was able to inspect them. So we'll hitch this thing up and drag it home today and see what we can do with it. I think there'll be a number of upgrades, but really, let's just take a look at the thing together and we'll decide what our next steps are. Okay, we're pulling up on the place where we're picking up this trailer. It's the big white one back there. Okay, let's grab a trailer. We have just a couple of minutes while the previous owner grabs the title. Here's our first glance. Kind of in the middle of getting hitched up here, but we'll wait till the deal's done before we do that. But everything looks good. Took a peek underneath the axles. I do not see any evidence of being overloaded. They have a bow to them to give a little bit of negative camber naturally, and that all appears to be intact. There's some dings on the bottom corners that we pointed out the other day, but they're all right. This should be good. Oh, we'll need to do something about that. We'll get somewhere out in the open and take a closer look. I talked with the previous owner for quite a while. Super nice people. Gotta appreciate dealing with good people. There was mutual respect and trust among the two parties involved, and it just makes things go so much nicer. No one was trying to get anything out of anybody. We just wanted a mutually beneficial exchange, and that's the way it should be. But at any rate, have a new to me trailer behind me. It is pulling nice and straight. The brakes are soft. They're electric brakes, so if I had to guess the cause, I would say it's been sitting for over a year. So it might need to knock the cobwebs off, but especially electrical. So I'm guessing a bad ground. These trailers go together really quick. I don't think there's a ton of quality control on trailers these days, so it would have just been slapped together 3 or 4 years ago, and by now those connections are going to corrode. So we'll take a peek, see if we can figure out what the issue is. Otherwise, my truck's heavy enough that I can pull this home without any issue, and we'll look at the brakes and the bearings when we get an opportunity back at the house. I pulled the trailer connector, and it looks like some of the contacts are kind of spread open. I'm just going to squeeze those together a little bit and see if that improves anything. One thing I like to do early in a trip, I guess particularly with a new trailer, is check for heat. Like, I haven't gone that far, so I shouldn't find a significant amount of heat or smell rubber. I made this situation a little worse. As soon as I pulled out, I drug the tail. That was awesome. Now all of them are going to be a little warm, but what we're looking for is basically the same temperature. If you like specs, this is a 28-foot enclosed trailer with the internal dovetail, 8.5 feet wide with two 7,000-pound axles. That's a bit of an upgrade. Good axle size for this trailer would probably be 5,200 pounds, but I don't mind things being a little bit of overkill. Another thing I like about the trailer is it's about a ½ foot taller. A lot of times they're about 6.5 feet in interior height. This one is 7 feet. So it's a good balance between being able to get more things into it, like some cars won't fit in the standard height trailers. This feels a little bit tight right here. But the other side of this is wind resistance. There's a lot of frontal surface area behind me, and we're about to find out just how much it affects the mileage. But I'm very happy with the specs. This is basically the trailer that I would have ordered for myself. Something basic, but with a few nice specs to it. I'm cruising fairly slow, good highway speed here. Staying in the right lane, of course. And the mileage is about like I'd expect. This truck has a big V8 gas engine in it. So we're settling around 10 miles a gallon. This trailer is 4,400 pounds by itself, but I think the big thing is all the air that it catches. My flatbed is about 3,000 pounds and I get close to 14 miles a gallon when it's empty. But that's to be expected. On top of that, I don't take this to be the kind of trailer that I'm going to do errands with. So I probably won't be putting a lot of road miles on this one. Okay folks, it's pretty late, but we made it. Got it slid in here between a couple of palm trees. Really wanted to be careful not to bang it up the first time I backed it up. So with that, I think we have the new future temporary home for Haptic Garage. Let's get some rest. Today we have some work to do. The inside is totally bare, which I guess is fine, but I'd like higher visibility in there and I'd like to seal all of the plywood. So the entire floor and the walls are gonna get painted. Once we do that and it's curing, we can work on the brakes a little bit. But that's kind of our next project here, is to get this trailer ready for the way that we intend to use it. Eventually we'll be adding some D-rings and a whole bunch of shelving to store all of those parts. Now the guy that I bought it from used it to take, I think, 6 motorcycles to Sturgis, 4 to 6 Harleys. And that's what all the E-Track is for in this configuration. Also had some wheel chocks that I think these little shoes or cleats are for. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't remove those because he probably needs them for those chocks, but there they are. So we're going to remove that. We're going to remove all of the E-Track and possibly use it on the walls. I'm not sure there. The thing about trailers today, unless you really pay up, they're just not made like they used to be. And this one, I don't know if you can make that out, but it's just not as sturdy. So I have some reservations about putting the E-Track on the walls because I'm not quite sure that they're sturdy enough to strap heavy items to. So we'll just have to be careful with that. The shelving that we're going to put in might actually help. If we bolt it to the floor, which is very sturdy, and then bolt the walls to the shelving or vice versa, that might help stiffen things up a little bit. I did run into one issue. I inspected the trailer pretty thoroughly and did not find any water leaks, but then once I got it home, this happened. And the reason for that is this insulation here is actually screwed into these cross supports, and whoever installed them didn't screw this one, this one, this one, and this one down tight enough. So it was a little bit proud of the material, it was a little bit high, and this ceiling skin is so thin that when I went down the road it was beating against those screw heads that were kind of pushing up against it, and it actually poked through, I think, here and here. And the way that I chose to handle that was to use something called Gorilla Tape. And so I'll put some on the top to seal the hole, and I also put some underneath it. So it's double sealed, but I wanted a little bit of padding against those screws. See, you can see rust evidence here. I can't get to those screws unless I really make a hole from the outside, and the hole would have to be in exactly the right spot. So just gonna have to hope that that works, and if I need to put more padding in there or something, then we'll do it. And it was an easy enough repair to make, so I hope that gets us by. I found some cheapy LED shop lights on Amazon. Super lightweight, which is great. Probably won't last, but we're gonna zip tie those to the ceiling and get a little bit of light in here. Eventually, it may not be immediately, but eventually I want to mount a power inlet somewhere on the trailer just for a 15 amp circuit so we can power up lights and have an outlet or two inside here. It's going to be a pretty big project, and we need to knock it out now because 2 weeks from a couple of days ago we want to have a full load in this thing headed north. The wheels on these 7,000-pound axles are relatively enormous, but we're going to get into there, pull the drums off, and inspect all of the brakes, fix anything that needs any attention whatsoever. I did hear something that sounded a little bit weird on one of these drums. Yeah, look at that. Easy goner. So I'm curious to see what I was hearing there, hoping that it's not going to be expensive, whatever it is. Like, these brakes are not old, and they don't have a ton of miles on them. This is a 2021 trailer, and it didn't get used that much. This is the brake wiring, which is what they do, but this is not okay with me. So I've ordered some grommets, and I think this wire is a little light. So we're going to put some heavier wire in, and we're not going to do that. While there's different viewpoints on this, we'll be soldering those connections and using a healthy amount of heat shrink with some upgraded wire. Really not a big deal. It's not going to be hard to do that. I had the wire on hand, so it's really not costing me anything other than about 10 bucks for some plastic grommets. And then we'll be able to go down the road with a little bit more certainty that the brakes will work. With the trailer this big, we're not going to play games with that. Overall, the underside of the trailer is in great shape. I did crawl underneath it to check all that, looking for rust and so on. There just isn't any. It's really in great shape, and the axles are in great shape. They will have a natural bow to them up in the middle when the trailer is unloaded, and these do. When they've been damaged, that bow might be straight or inverted. So that's something to look for. Of course, you want to look at the condition of the springs. These are easy to inspect and easy to replace, but it's money and it's time. So it's good that all of that stuff looks to be in good shape. One thing I like on the springs are wet bolts. You'll find different viewpoints on this too, but I like them because I use them. I actually lube all of this stuff, so you can expect these things to work a little bit more smoothly and obviously for longer. These are not wet bolts. They would have a little Zerk fitting right here in the head of the bolt. So we may change those out. That's not a priority right now, but it'd be easy to do. Everything appears to be in good shape as far as the undercarriage and suspension is concerned. We have a couple of oil stains we need to do what we can with, so I have some Knot TSP in the bucket here. We'll get that started now so it can dry before we end up painting, hopefully later today. I guess the next thing is to take out 5 million screws to remove all of this E-track. I may put some of it back down after the painting is done, but really the plan is to put shelving on this wall back to about right here. That'll be 3 shelves, and then 2 shelves to about the same area back here. So that would cover up all the E-track on the sides. So we can repurpose it and put it wherever makes sense. I'll take those cleats up for the wheel chocks. So maybe I'll call the guy I bought it from and see if he needs them. Look Looks like they used self-drilling screws, I guess. I don't know. Self-tappers. There's a little slice down the side here to give a cutting edge. But these look like they might be used on steel buildings, because they have a little sealer underneath of them for like the roof. Whatever works, I guess. Those holes don't look terrible. They'll probably seal up just with paint dripping down into them. That's one. Only 5 million more to go. We've done our prep work. We're ready to get started painting. I'm running a little bit short on time, so I'm going to take what's probably a stupid risk here. I was going to go around with a brush and I guess cut in, is that what they call it? All the edges and stuff. I'm just going to see what I can do with the roller, and I have the brush handy to do touch up where necessary. But I just need to get this thing done. We've got to get all the kills too on everything. I think I'm going to do the walls first, and then do all of the top coat paint for the walls, and then do the floor separately, because I don't want to be walking on the primer while I'm doing the top coat stuff for the walls, right? So that adds a bit of a step, but we need to plow through this because we need it to cure before we start putting things in. And while that's happening, we've got other things to be working on, like the brakes and such. So let's get moving. I did do a little bit of taping. I removed some things like the D-rings. There were 4 of them. I took them all out, and they'll of course be going back in. But one of our projects will be to put some D-rings here in the middle of the trailer, basically, just fore and aft of the axles. And the first thing we haul, the first big heavy thing, will be sitting right here, and it's the Bridgeport. We're going to put some shelves up there as well. Oh, it's a ton of stuff. Let's just get moving. Hi there, buddy. How you think it looks? Think it looks good? I think it looks good. The primer is done, and it's dry enough to paint. In my limited absolute novice experience, it always takes longer to do the first coat. I guess that goes with primer on wood too. We're about to find out. We're gonna put an ultra white top coat on it. We're using exterior paint for this. This isn't about style, folks. I just want to be able to see in here. I think it's gonna work out. We're doing pretty good as it is. We're gonna put that semi-gloss ultra white top coat on the walls. Then tomorrow I think we'll come out and do the floors. Good news and bad news. The good news is I used about half as much paint as I thought I would to put one coat on. Bad news is I'd kind of sort of been led to believe that with the primer, it would only need one coat, and we're not even close. Probably has something to do with me using so little of the paint. I guess I just put stuff on thin. I'm not a painter, I don't know, but this is where we are. We'll put another coat on. We'll just use the rest of the paint that we have, and everything will probably be fine. But I don't know if it comes through in the video, but we can really see through this coat. It's not good coverage. So, all right, no biggie. It's just another 3 hours after 12 to 16 hours dry time. Well, you know what I might do is get outside while this is drying and work on the brakes. You see, we need to have this thing done, loaded up, and on the road a week from, well, about 8 days. 8 or 9 days from now. So time is of the essence here. What I don't know is if I'm gonna need any brake parts. I don't anticipate needing brake parts, but I really should be sure, because I'm gonna totally pull them apart. And if there's something that needs to be replaced, we'll find it, and we'll need to get it and get it installed before we run out of time here. So I might do that. Just let the paint do its thing. We can juggle. We can get it done. We got rained out. Here comes Rodeo. But it is finally cleared up. It's the next evening. So we've got nothing done. But the important thing is that we take the chances we have to get something done. What you think there, Rody? The irony of this situation is that we decided to use this trailer for the next trip so we didn't have to worry with the weather so much. This is working out well. This is gonna have to be it on top coat, and I think it's fine. The fit and finish of these trailers is not top notch, so probably not much sense in trying to impress anybody with my paint job. So we're gonna go with this. I can't see through it anymore, so I think that's actually the goal. All right, it's getting kind of late, but I really want to see at least one coat of primer on this floor. So I'm gonna go that direction here. We need to do some cleanup. I don't know if it's coming across, but I'm ready to be done painting. Primer looks okay. You can see that if we really wanted to block the plywood from coming through, we'd have to go at it again. But the porch floor paint stuff that I'm using actually doesn't call for primer at all. So hopefully we're half a step ahead here. It's supposed to go on real thick. I have 2 gallons. What I hope happens is that I use all of it and it's enough. We'll see how it turns out. Our Kills primer that we just used, I had maybe one more load of the roller left in the tray. So that ended up pretty much perfect. We'll see how it plays out with this floor coating texturized. Who knows? Let's just get it done. We gotta move on. I'm gonna start by using this as a shield to paint the very top of the trim. And I have a little foam roller too, left over from the RV project years ago. We'll use that to paint the face of the trim, and then we'll really be in business when we start with the big roller and hopefully just knock it out kind of quick like. This is the very last bit of 1 gallon. I bought 2 gallons for this. So once again, I've used half as much paint as I thought I would. And once again, I'm gonna have to put another coat. So I must be doing it wrong. Good news is I have the paint to do it, so we'll put one more coat. Have to wait 2 to 4 hours. It's supposed to rain in between now and then anyway. So we'll button it all up, do something else, come out, do one last coat. This stuff is crazy thick and it's got sand in it or some kind of grit. So it's weird. You want to see something cool? Let me scroll. Okay, here it goes. It's the Internet of Stuff and Things. So we're done with the painting. Still need to pull the green ugly tape off there, but this is gonna do it. This is fine. It's not perfect. I'm not a painter, but this is pretty cool. I'm reasonably happy with what the surface is like. This is kind of that textured thingy going on, and that's cool. We'll see how it holds up. I'm expecting to halfway destroy it the first time that I use this here in less than a week, but that's okay. It's a cargo trailer. That's a good start, but we have a long way to go before this trailer is ready for the road. Check out the next video to see how it goes with the brakes, the brake wiring, and some unplanned repairs. We're driving the dream, folks. We'll see you in the next one.